Good evening, Lizzie Boys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about some Monster High news, mostly about the G3 show. You know, the one that's been airing on Nickelodeon and such. I was sent some links to watch some new episodes, and I've also seen these clips circulating, but I find this really interesting. Cleo x Frankie is happening. So, I know it's not like major news, we all sort of knew it would be happening, but to actually see it play out, they're really cute together. So I just wanted to make this video and talk about them to kind of inform you guys that, oh, yeah, this is happening. And also just to ramble about how cute I think it is. So with that, let's get into it. So before we get deeper into it, I just want to give you guys some general information. For starters, this episode was called Horror Scare and it came out last night. Because as you know, Monster High has that episode format where it takes up a 30-minute block but contains two 11-minute segments. So this segment was called Horror Scare, and just featured a ton of cute moments between Cleo and Frankie. Like, Cleo referred to them as a precious monster who came into her life. Like, this is definitely romantic. They are definitely going to be a thing. Hopefully. Because I do remember hearing a leaked episode synopsis where Frankie is competing with Deuce to ask Cleo to the Monster Ball, and we don't know who Cleo is going to go with. So, you know, we don't know who's going to win. Ideally, it'll be Frankie, just because I think that they're really cute together in G3. Like, listen, in G1, I loved Cleo x Deuce, but this is a new generation, new iterations of the characters. They're basically new characters altogether. So, I think Cleo x Frankie is a very nice, change of pace. It's super cute, especially because they just look so good together, honestly. So I'm gonna level with you guys. The episode starts out gay. These are some screenshots I took where Cleo is talking about a new sea glass bracelet. Yeah, that's what it says. Frankie looks at it, says pretty, and then shifts their gaze over to Cleo. That is LGBT. That's not how friends act. That's not how just friends act. They are, it's so cute. It's just the way their gaze shifts over to Cleo. It was so cute. I'm gonna link this episode in the description of the video, by the way. I'm gonna link the drive that it's on. Because, you know, unless you have cable or have access to, on-demand, you don't really have an opportunity to watch this episode anymore since it aired last night, and who knows if Nickelodeon will ever put it back on the air. Because, again, they're not very good with reruns, rerunning new content. So, there's a ton of other moments in the episode, they just touch each other a lot. Frankie blushes when Cleo compliments them. It's just generally a super cute episode. The main premise of the episode is that there's a new horoscope app going around called Horror Scare, which is why the episode is named that. And basically the plot is that Cleo gets her horoscope, and it says that a monster most precious will enter her life. Which is, you know, that's what she said at the end of the episode. And basically the whole episode is just Cleo looking for that monster. And, you know, it's been Frankie the whole time. So, I think this is huge, especially because, Monster High in the early 2010s when it first came out, Garrett Sander, if you guys didn't know, is a gay man, and he wanted to include LGBT rep in Monster High, but Mattel always told him that it was not the right time, and I'm guessing that since Cleo x Frankie is a thing, and Frankie being non-binary, you know, that's already huge, but now Frankie having a female love interest in Cleo is pretty insane. This is really big. As a non-binary person myself who is attracted exclusively to women, so a non-binary lesbian, if you will. Sorry if you just heard my water bottle crack. I was considering taking a sip of it. But, I just think this is huge. It's just absolutely amazing to see. It's already nuts enough that Laguna is Honduran, because, you know, I'm Honduran. It feels like this generation is catered to me. This generation is catered to me specifically. G3 is great. G3 is so nice. I love G3. But overall, I just think that this episode is really good. It was super cute. One thing about the Monster High show is that I've always found that the episodes feel really fast-paced. And that's not a bad thing at all. Obviously, it's a kids' show, and kids' shows tend to have a quicker pace to them. But I grew up on stuff like Regular Show, which, honestly, it does go 0 to 100 real quick on that show. But the build-up always feels more natural on there. I'm not saying that the build-up doesn't feel natural in this show, But sometimes it does feel like things are just moving a little too quickly, like it's a bit hard to keep up with. The show is fun to watch, though, and seeing the characters' interactions so far has been nice, especially seeing Cleo interact with Frankie. Again, I'm going to reiterate that I really like their dynamic. I also just find the fact that these two are a couple, or most likely are going to become a couple at some point in this generation, the fact that this is happening when, oh my god, do you guys remember when the coffee break pack first leaked? People thought that Cleo and Deuce had broken up, because they had broken up in Hon Couture, and people were like, oh my god, is Frankie going to steal Cleo's man? But no, Frankie was just eyeing Cleo the whole time. Oh man, the coffee break pack was misinterpreted so bad. I remember it spawned a bunch of like Euphoria crossover fan art. That was a dark time. It was a dark time in our universe, for sure. Anyway, I'll tell you guys more about the episode. So, as I mentioned with how it started, it's about Cleo getting that fortune from the horror scare app, and she automatically assumes that the person who made those bracelets that were mentioned in the first clip that I showed you guys, I immediately forgot her name. Was it Pearl? Is Perry and Pearl, are they back? The two-headed twins? I don't remember. Conjoined twins, that's what they're called. I don't know who Pearl is, but she was like a jewelry designer or something, and it's like one of Cleo's favorite jewelry designers, and Cleo automatically assumes that the person who's going to enter her life unexpectedly is going to be that designer. And she decides to make a bunch of preparations and drags Frankie around. And by drags Frankie around, I mean that they volunteer to help Cleo out, but still, the episode basically just consists of them running around together, hanging out. Frankie blushes a few times. They look at each other like this. And it ends with Frankie going to her room, and they hold hands. So, you know, gay. Also, I don't know why I didn't take any screenshots of Toralei from this episode, but she has a big subplot where she thinks that humans are invading Monster High. I have to say real quick, because I don't think I'm going to get a chance to say this anywhere else, because, you know, I don't really review the show that often, but I don't really like Toralei's characterization this generation. Like, in G1, she was more of just like a mean girl who causes problems on purpose, like she thinks it's funny. But here, they just made her a human racist. She doesn't like humans, and that's kind of the brunt of her character. I'm pretty sure in the description they mentioned that she comes from an elite monster family. I'm doing finger quotations. You can't see me doing it, but I am. Whatever that means. And I'm assuming it means that, like, she learned this from her family, and she's probably going to overcome it, hopefully, and not be racist to humans anymore. And hopefully, from there on out, she'll become a more, like, fleshed out character. Because I like Toralei. I like G3 Toralei. I just want to see, like, more of her being, like, just a general mean girl rather than a raging human hater, you know? Yeah, overall, that's probably my only gripe with the show. That and, like, the way they're portraying my favorite character. And, what else did I say I didn't like? Oh, the pacing. The pacing's a bit quick sometimes. But yeah, overall, I do like what G3... the show for G3 is like so far. I think it's fun, and yeah, I do want to cover the show more often on this channel. I don't know if you guys would be interested in me reviewing the episodes, but today I kind of just wanted to talk about the fact that Cleo x Frankie is happening because it's so cute. It's adorable. Again, I just really like how they look together. Their dynamic is cute. It just feels perfect. Also, I need to mention this because I don't know when I'll get the chance to bring it up again. So I'm sure you all remember Coffee Break Frankie, probably one of the best G3 dolls so far, has a super cute side glance screening, and overall just a really nice outfit. Well, I'd also like you guys to remember Skulltimate Secrets Series 2, the Iridescent series of Cleo, has a side glance as well. And when you put them both next to each other, they're looking at each other. I just find that really fun, because this is the only time that they've used the Coffee Break screening, giving Frankie a side glance, except for those couple error dolls of the first edition Frankie, of the core Frankie that has this screening. I want that error so bad. But now they've given Cleo a side glance as well. So it makes me wonder, since in the show these two are shaping up to become a couple, will we maybe get a 2-pack of the two reusing these screenings so that they can look at each other? I know I sound like I'm making like insane leaps in logic and stuff, but it would be super cute to get a 2-pack of them together. They can look at each other. They're both on the taller side, too, which I think is super cute. Like, Cleo is probably one of the taller members of the main group. I think she might be a bit taller than the standard height, which is the height that Toralei, Gulia, Claudine, and Laguna have. I feel like Cleo's like a little bit taller. I don't remember. And we know Frankie's very tall too. I don't know why I'm talking about their heights. Look, I just think this would be very cute. Do you understand? Do you understand my vision? That's enough of me being an annoying lesbian for today, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it wasn't like a traditional review of the show, like I'm sure most people go over the plot first and then put the stuff they like at the end, but I am incredibly unorganized, so I just wanted to say what I thought. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll continue to cover the show if you guys want me to, but for now, I think I'm gonna call it here. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!